Hello, this is Business Now, coming to you live from iBrandTV News Studio in Lagos, Nigeria. First, the headlines. Nigeria's external reserves dropped by $21.8 million in 6 days as the CBN moves to meet forex demands. Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) kicked off the first trading week of 2022 on a positive note as its market capitalization gained 1.33 trillion naira. Private sector in Nigeria borrows from banks in 11 months in 2021. Glad to have you join us in Business Now. Here are some stories we are tracking at this hour. My name is Margaret Opara. The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (NIMASA) and National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) have agreed to strengthen cooperation in the execution of their respective mandates and the country's common interest. Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Bashir Jamor, and Chief Executive Officer of NDLEA, Buba Marwa, said this recently when Jamor paid a courtesy visit to Marwa. According to both agencies, collaboration between NIMASA and NDLEA is key and urgent because our effectiveness as an agency in the pursuit of mandates of maritime safety and security is closely tied up with the success of NDLEA in the fight against illicit drugs. Jamor added that globally, there's a growing realization by organizations and even individuals that their fate with respect to the attainment of goals is tied to collaboration among stakeholders. On his part, the NDLEA chairman recalled the major seizures recorded by the agency at the Apapa port towards the end of 2021, noting that with collaboration between the NIMASA and the NDLEA, more successes would be recorded. The Agricultural Produce Sellers Association of Nigeria has called on the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development and other agricultural-related agencies to disburse funds accrued for farmers directly through their personal contact. The association urged the ministry to adopt the Nigerian incentive-based risk-sharing system for agricultural lending methodology in reaching out to farmers directly without passing through state and local government councils. This was the position of the national president of the association, Comrade Alois Akotasha, stated this during a press briefing in Abuja. He said the measure will make it difficult to shortchange farmers and boost productivity, the sector and the economy. According to him, over 20,000 Agricultural Produce Sellers Association of Nigerian members have benefited from the 503 billion naira disbursed by the NERSA Microfinance Bank. Bank credit to private sector in Nigeria increased by 17% compared to 30.2 trillion naira recorded as of December 2020. Sector credit rose to a high rise of 35.31 trillion naira as of November 2021, representing a 5.1 trillion new net loans between January and November last year. This is according to data from the Central Bank of Nigeria Money and Credit Statistics. Bank credit in Nigeria has skyrocketed in recent times owing to a chain of CBN policies and increased activities in the Nigerian lending space, especially with fintech. On a month-on-month basis, the private sector credit increased by 694 billion naira in November 2021, moving from 34 trillion naira recorded as of October 2021 to 35 trillion naira in the review period. The Central Bank of Nigeria voted through the year to keep the benchmark monetary rate at 11.5%, which determines the rate of acquiring loans from banks. The report from the Central Bank also shows that currency in circulation also rose by 8% in the review period to 3.15 trillion naira in November 2021 from 2.91 billion naira as of the end of the previous year. Nigerian external reserves dropped to $40.49 billion following the withdrawal of $21.8 million from the reserve by the Central Bank of Nigeria early in the week. Data obtained from the CBN website by People's Nigeria on Saturday reveals that country's foreign reserves dropped from $40.52 billion on December 31, 2021 to $40.49 billion by January 6, 2022. It added that Apex Bank withdrew the $21.8 million to meet forex demands from manufacturers, importers, travelers, and students studying abroad. Nigeria's external reserve hit a 3-year high of $42 billion in October last year. The increase was largely due to inflows from Eurobond proceeds and the special drawing rights allocation to Nigeria by the International Monetary Fund. At the last CBN's Monetary Policy Committee meeting held on November last year, a member of the committee, Ahmad Aisha, stressed the need for the external reserves to be in good health. Away from that, foreign investors appear to have boycotted the Nigerian market as capital importation has dropped by $4 billion in 1 year, latest statistics have shown. Between January and September 2020, total capital importation amounted to $8.55 billion, data from the National Bureau of Statistics revealed. However, according to the latest capital importation report by the NBS, during the same period in 2021, foreign capital inflows into the country fell by $4 billion to $4.47 billion. A breakdown of the 2020 figures shown that the first quarter of 2020, capital importation into Nigeria stood at $5.85 billion, representing an increase of 53.97% compared to quarter 4, 2019. And during this period, foreign portfolio investment contributed the largest amount to capital inflows, accounting for $4.31 billion or 73.61% of the total capital importation, followed by other investments, which accounted for $1.33 billion or 22.73%, when the foreign direct investment, which accounted for 3.66% on 214.25 million US. In terms of sectors, the banking industry led the chart by contributing $2.99 billion to the total capital importation in quarter 1, 2020. In the second quarter of 2020, the aggregate capital inflow fell by 77.8% to $1.29 billion when compared to the preceding quarter. By sector, capital importation by shares dominated in the second quarter of 2020 reached $464.57 of the total capital importation. Further analysis shown that quarter 1 2021, the total value of capital importation was $1.90 billion, which represented a decline of $3.95 billion when compared to the same quarter in 2020. Now, the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX) kicked off the first trading week of 2022 on a positive note, as its market capitalization gained 1.33 trillion naira. This followed foreign investors and high net worth investors' demand for Airtel Africa PLC, Boa Foods, Lafarge Africa PLC, and FBN Holdings PLC, which pushed market capitalization to 23.628 trillion US naira from 22.296 naira. The market opened with a trading on the first day. Notably, the demand for Airtel Africa gained 10% to close 1.050, while bargain hunting in Boa Food appreciated by 9.9% to close at 53.20. Lafarge Africa gained 7.7% to close at 25.80 kobo, and FBN Holdings added 4% to close at 11.85 kobo and simulated the weekly gain. All share index advanced by 2.7% on its week-on-week performance to close at 43,854.42 basis points from 42,716.44 basis points it closes in 2021. Meanwhile, a total turnover of 2,027 billion shares worth 59.14 billion naira and 15,750 deals were traded last week by investors on the floor of the exchange, in contrast to a total of 995.361 million shares valued at 13.209 billion naira that exchanged hands prior week's 10,264 deals. According to analysts, In the near term, positioning for 2021 financial year dividends will continue to support buying activities in the market, even as institutional investors continue to search for clues on direction of use in the financial inflow market. End of quote. And now in more stories, the Security and Exchange Commission (SEC) is organized a capital market conference to launch a revised version of the 10-year capital market master plan in 2022 to reflect the dynamism of the market and developments in fintech, among others. Director General of the SEC, Mr. Lamido Yuguda, stated this in Abuja over the weekend in a New Year message. The SEC teacher stated that as of the year 2022 commences, the Commission is confident that the results of the various initiatives implemented will begin to gradually manifest, spurring development in many aspects of the market. He expressed the hope that the restrictions of the COVID-19 and its variants are eased up. The market will witness renewed confidence expected to introduce fresh investment from domestic and foreign investors. According to Yuguda, in quotes, as we expect improvements in both economic and capital market activities, we must remain committed to developing the market in line with the 10-year master plan. End of quote. Africa's billionaire Aliko Dangote gained 177 billion naira in 2021 as investors rallied up Dangote Cement PLC shares to appreciate by 4.94% year-on-year. The billionaire and richest man in Africa currently holds the majority stake in Dangote Cement PLC to a tone of 14.6 billion units of shares, made up representing 27.6 million direct holdings and 14.62 direct holdings representing 85.97% of the 17.04 billion total issued shares of the company. At the end of 2021, the billionaire's total holdings were valued at 3.76 trillion naira, up from 3.59 trillion naira at the beginning of the year 2021. The growth in share prices was driven by buy interest in the shares of Dangote Cement PLC, which triggered an appreciation in the company's value by 4.94% of the year from 244 naira 90 kobo per share at the start of the year to 257 naira per share at the close of the market. Dangote Cement is currently the most capitalized company on the Nigerian Exchange Limited. And moving on, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo yesterday left Abuja for Accra, Ghana, to represent President Muhammadu Buhari at an extraordinary summit of the Economic Community of West African States Authority of Head of States and Government to discuss the political situation in the Republic of Mali. The meeting follows previous efforts by the sub-regional leaders to restore the civil rule in Mali and Guinea. Last year, Osinbajo participated in similar meetings where sanctions were imposed separately on the military juntas in both nations. In compliance with the decision of the leaders, ECOWAS mediator and Nigerian former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was in Mali on January 5, 2022 to meet with the authorities over the timetable for democratic transition. Indeed, Dr. Jonathan briefed President Muhammadu Buhari on the matter recently. The Vice President, who is accompanied by the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Sabiru Dada, will be back today. Still to come, oil price drops for second session over rising COVID-19 cases. Details and more after this commercial break.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in the bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, gbegiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors are needed nationwide. Glad to have you back. And now on the African scene, emerging economy should gird for possible rough times as the U.S. Federal Reserve prepares to raise interest rates and world economic growth slows because of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. The IMF warned on Monday. The International Monetary Fund, which is scheduled to release updated economic forecasts on January 25, said that for now, global economic recovery from the ravages of the pandemic should continue this year and next. The highly contagious Omicron strain has spread like wildfire around the world since mid-December, causing record numbers of new COVID cases in the latest wave of the global health crisis. Omicron, which seems to cause less severe diseases than various strains or previous strains of the coronavirus, is causing countries to reinstitute health measures that hamper economic growth. The Fed has signaled that it would raise key interest rates sooner and more aggressively than it had planned in order to counter rampant inflation in the U.S. that is hitting the U.S. household and consumption, the engine of economic growth in America. The IMF recommended that emerging economy nations tailor their response based on their circumstances and vulnerabilities. End of quote. The rand slightly weakened on Monday as the greenback strengthened on the prospect that the U.S. inflation data would bolster the cause of the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates sooner than expected. Early in the day, the rand traded at 15.5925 against the dollar, down around 0.2% on its previous close. U.S. inflation figures are due on Wednesday, with headline consumer inflation seen climbing to a red-hot 7% year-on-year. South Africa's economic data calendar is fairly light this week, so the rand will probably maintain track global markets. Domestic manufacturing data for November due on Tuesday could give the best insight into the state of Africa's most industrialized economy. Another foreign business news, major share markets were muted on Monday as investors count down to another U.S. inflation reading that would well set the seal on an early rate hike from the Federal Reserve, lifting bond yields and punishing tech stocks. The explosion in coronavirus cases globally also threatens to crimp consumer spending and growth just as the Fed is considering turning off liquidity spigots, tough timing for markets addicted to endless cheap money. Chinese blue chips were little changed as recent policy easing by balance by lingering concerns over the property sector. Analysts fear the U.S. consumer price report on Wednesday will show core inflation climbing to its highest in decades at 5.4% and usher in a rate rise as soon as March. Now, oil lost more ground on Monday as rapidly climbing cases of the Omicron COVID-19 variant hit economic activity, although losses were caused by supply disruption in Kazakhstan and Libya. Brent crude slid 38% or 46% to $81.37 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude was down 34% or 0.43% to $78.56 a barrel. U.S. employment in the country increased less than expected in December amid worker shortages, and job gains could remain moderate in the near term as spiraling COVID-19 infections disrupt economic activity. More than 304.87 million people have been reported to be infected by the novel coronavirus globally, and 5,834,506 have died, according to Reuters tally. Coming up next is entertainment news.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment Business. I am Choma Amaribulam. Jessica Chastain, Penelope Cruz, and Lupita Nyong'o and the cast of Universal's globe-trotting espionage thriller, The 355, were no match for Spider-Man: No Way Home, which dominated at the box office in its fourth weekend. The latest Spidey adventure, starring Tom Holland as the title web slinger, collected a leading $33 million from 4,108 theaters between Friday and Sunday, boosting its domestic tally to $668 million. After this weekend's haul, Spider-Man: No Way Home stands as the sixth highest grossing movie in history at the domestic box office, surpassing Titanic at $659 million and Jurassic World $658 million. At this rate, it will soon take the number 5 spot, which currently belongs to Avengers: Infinity War, which stands at $678 million. It's no small feat that Spider-Man: No Way Home generated $30 million in a single weekend this far into its theatrical run. The 355 has garnered mostly negative reviews. The film, which cost $40 million to produce, will likely move to digital rental platforms in 17 days, and it will play on the streaming service Peacock in 45 days, which could attempt to mitigate theatrical losses. Moving on, South Korean actor Oh Young-soo won the country's first Golden Globe Award on Sunday for his role in Netflix hit Squid Game, drawing cheers at home and abroad despite criticism for the ceremony's organizers over a lack of diversity. Oh won Best Supporting Actor in his television for his portrayal of Oh Lee-nam, also known as the host or Player 001, becoming the first South Korean ever to snatch a Golden Globe. He beats more globally renowned competitors, including Billy Crudup and Kieran Culkin, who were respectively nominated for their performances in The Morning Show and Succession. This year's ceremony was held privately without the usual glitzy fanfare, after many actors, directors, and film studios refused to attend amid criticism that its organizer, the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, lacked decent ethics policies and ethnic diversity. And that's it on Entertainment Business. I am Choma Amaribulam.
Thank you, Choma. Coming up next is Sports Business News with Samson.
Club and Miami City have struck a deal on a $1 billion project to redevelop the Mirror's Golf Course and the Country Club into a stadium and surrounding commerce area. The deal, which has Mayor Francis Suarez's backing, must now go before a City Commission vote, which could happen later this month. The project is designed around its roughly 27,000-seat soccer stadium and would also include a shopping mall, hotel, and park. Inter Miami will pick up the cost of the land, estimated at $35 million, while the City of Miami will receive revenue from operations. Inter Miami is valued around $650 million. And still talking sports business, Sinclair Broadcast Group is close to securing deals to air NBA games on its new streaming service after securing $600 million of financing to support the expansion. The deal would provide Sinclair Sports Network unit, Diamond Sports Group, with regional digital rights to the NBA, adding to the broadcast rights Sinclair already owns. The funding would also help Diamond develop the new streaming app in the first half of 2022 as it manages $8.1 billion in debt, a byproduct of its sale to Sinclair in 2019 and a recent drop in viewership. Sinclair posted a $1.5 billion revenue in the third quarter of 2021, the same amount generated in the third quarter of 2020. The flat performance was the result of declines in subscribers and advertising revenue, which dropped to $446 million during the quarter, an 11% decrease year over year. Sinclair, which currently owns TV rights for 16 NBA teams, projects 4.4 million streaming customers by 2027. And now in the world of football, RB Leipzig has signed a 2-year partnership deal with 888 Sport. The deal is the betting brand's first with a Bundesliga club. As part of the deal, 888 Sport will receive branding in Red Bull Arena and on the team's digital properties. The betting firm will also become the presenting partner of the club's prediction game, a fan activation which allows supporters to win a range of prizes, including signed shirts, VIP access, and season tickets. And that's it on sports business. I'm Samson Oloide.
Thank you so much, Samson. And that's a wrap on news now at this hour. For more news stories, please visit our website, follow all our social media platforms, do well to subscribe to channel 143 on Start Time for more business news and updates. My name is Margaret Opara. Thanks for watching.